Hey guys, it's Anna, and this video is about printing quizzes in eCLASS. I've had several questions about this, especially around the end of the semester when you're asked to give a copy of your final to the assessment office or to your department chair. The short answer is that there is not a nice way to print a quiz from eCLASS. It's not designed to be printed. There's no export to PDF option or anything like that. An easy way to share your final with somebody else would be to add that person as a partner instructor to your course page, which I'm not going to go over here. But if you really need to capture those questions and answers into a document, I'm going to show you a way that you can do that. It's not always pretty, but it will at least capture your information. So the first thing you need to do is make sure that all of your quiz questions will appear on one page. So I'm going to click the name of the quiz first to edit so that I can see if it has page breaks. Notice questions per page is blank right here, but if I scroll down, I see page numbers down the side, and I see these blue lines that show me page breaks. So I'm going to need to fix that. There are 20 questions here, so I'm going to put 20 questions per page and apply. All of this turns blue, and if I scroll down, I see it now all says page 1. There's none of those page breaks. Click Save and Close. The next thing you're going to do is click the drop down next to the name of your quiz when you're back on the quizzes screen and choose Preview. This basically logs you in as if you were a student and lets you take the quiz. So I'm going to click Start Quiz. It's going to load up the quiz for me. Now, if your quiz is just text only, from this point, you can select, so click and drag with your mouse to select the entire page, copy, Control-C, or right-click the selected text and choose copy, and then paste it into Word or a Google Doc, and it should paste pretty well. If you have some questions with images, I would suggest not trying to paste everything at once, especially if you have multiple images, but sometimes even with one. I would go ahead and select a little chunk of the text questions first before I get to any of the images. So there's the first image in question 10. So I'm going to select the text for questions 1 through 9 and the answer choices, copy, come over to Word, and paste. And you can use this paste button up here, or Control-V is the keyboard shortcut. It may take a few seconds to paste in. It may say not responding for a little while. That's okay. Give it a little bit of time. All right, it probably took about a minute or so, but it finally pasted everything in, and I can see I have all my questions and my answer choices. So I'm going to come down here to the bottom and do my next one, which was my question that has an image in it. So I'm going to do this. Question 10, copy, paste. I'm going to come back over. Now I'm going to copy the image. So I'm going to right click it and choose copy image, and then come back over and paste. And I'm going to hit enter to go down to a new line before I do my question. And then I'm going to copy the question and answer choices. Again, it's going to take a few minutes to pull it in. Okay. And then I can go ahead, since that was my only, oh, nope, I've got one more image. All right, let me copy these questions that are in between and paste them. Give it a minute or so to paste in. That pasted in now, so I'll make sure my cursor's on a new line, and I'll come back over and get question 15. I'm going to get this text at the top first and paste it. And then copy the image. Same thing, you're going to right click the image itself and do copy image, and then we'll paste. I keep trying to right click, but there's several paste options in Word, and I want to make sure I choose the right one. So if you use this paste button up here, it works, or Control-V. My cursor is flashing right after this image, so I'm going to hit enter to get a new line and come back to my quiz and then copy the rest. All right, and again, did the same thing again. Click paste. All right, and I'll give that a few minutes to let it go, but you can see you get at least a copy of what the questions and answers are. It's not necessarily easily printable or anything like that, but it does capture the information for you. One thing to look out for when you copy and paste those images, especially if you're copying a whole quiz and pasting with images, sometimes the images will come up in a different size when you paste it, like it might be huge and be cut off on the side of the page or something like that. So you may need to resize your images. There it goes. You may need to resize your images in your pasted document if they're not quite right or if they're off the side of the page. So that's how you can get a document with your quiz questions and answers. Thanks, guys. Let me know if you have any questions.